There's the trophy, the Super 12 trophy, up for the grabs for the very first time. Auckland, the Auckland Rugby Union, they host just about every trophy there is to win in this part of the world. That one is up for grabs today. The referees, the linesmen, nervous time for them, an anxious wait for the blue and white spectators. This could go either way. That is the word going around Eden Park right now. The team's about to go. Our commentators, Grant Nisbet, former All Black coach Laurie Mains, and on the sideline, former All Black Murray Maxted.
Thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it started back on March the 1st when the Auckland Blues played the Wellington Hurricanes in Palmerston North. There have been 68 matches played in the competition, and now nearly 3 months later, we're down to the final two, the Auckland Blues and the Natal Sharks. It should be a mighty Super 12 semi-final here at Eden Park this afternoon as Gary Teichmann brings Natal on to Eden Park. Opportunity to bring former All Black coach and All Black, of course, Laurie Mains into the commentary. Tremendous atmosphere, Laurie.
It's marvellous again, and in fact it appears to me to be a bit more intensive than last week, and it's a really difficult time for these two teams now. They're just itching to get that ball into play and get going with what they've prepared for all week.
So there is the Natal lineup. No changes from the side that started against Queensland at Ballymore 7 days ago. And number 6, Wickes van Heerden, left the field during that game, but he's back fit and ready for the big final. And now just listen to the crowd as Zinzanbrook brings Auckland onto Eden Park. And the Auckland coach, Graham Henry, had to make a couple of tough decisions during the week. He had to drop Lee Stensonis and Dylan Mika from last week's winning side and bring back Carlos Spencer and Michael Jones. Auckland were outstanding last week, and it started with the front five and filtered right back through the whole team. And the Auckland Blues captained, as usual, by number 8, Zinzanbrook.
Yes, one wonders if Graham has made the right decision bringing Carlos Spencer back. It maybe indicates that he's concerned about position on the ground and the better ability of Carlos Spencer to kick long down into the corners, and that may give some indication as to how Auckland are going to approach the first quarter of an hour, 20 minutes of this game. Last week I felt Lee Stensonis' ability to run onto the ball at pace, straight, commit the inside backs and loose forwards, created a lot of space for his outside backs and helped the Auckland machine get into the support game and continuity game that it had. Carlos Spencer is capable of playing that way, but he does tend to kick a bit more ball away.
Wayne Erickson from Australia is the referee for the Super 12 final, assisted by 2 Australians, Scott Young and Peter Marshall. Play is underway in the Super 12 semi-final at Eden Park, and Henry Honeyball gets us going. The Natal Sharks have the advantage of the breeze in the first half, so they do have the elements on their side. Junior Tanu'u up for Jonah Lomu, so the same tactic as last week, getting Lomu involved very early. And we'll go to the first scrum, and Natal will have the put-in. Auckland Blues territory. Rickelman hands it back. First touch really for Auckland in the game. Lomu for Cashmore. Makes it to the 22, Adrian Cashmore. Snapped up by Craig Dowds. Auckland's first real attacking opportunity in this game. Now Tanu'u. Spencer. Away for Clark. Lomu plays halfback. Now it's a question of freeing the ball up. They don't have to. They get the penalty.
Yes, the referee certainly speaking to the players at every one of those breakdowns, and he gave 3 warnings to Black to roll out of the way, and someone must have been wrapped over that ball and didn't or couldn't get off it, hence the penalty. Great play by Craig Dowd there. The ball gets moved wide out to Lomu, back into Cashmore, and Craig Dowd, your loose head prop, first on hand to pick it up and drive in and commit a bit more of the defence. Crucial to Auckland's chances today that front row fires and gives them some dominance in that area.
First scoring opportunity of the Super 12 final. Adrian Cashmore
It's an indication also, Grant, the way both of these teams play, that while the wind will be some advantage for field position, with either team playing into it is going to give that ball some air and give it a go.
So Auckland on the board early after 6 minutes play. Lee Stenson is on the sideline this afternoon. He enjoys that though, as the Auckland Blues take the lead by 3 points to 0. 3 points to 0. It's the Auckland Blues ahead.
Let's go!
Fitzpatrick looks for Brook, cleverly tapped back by Fitzpatrick. Away for Namu. Taken by Teichmann. That's the halfway line. Craig Dowd getting involved early in this game. Charles Reckelman. Natal player lying prone there, near halfway. It's Mark Andrews. Away for Lomu. Now here's a chance on Hubert. Lomu. Another super try by Jonah Lomu. He had plenty of work to do, and he did it.
Yes, we have a look through this. He was given space well, ball in the tackle, and he had just too much room for Joubert. He's able to add him to stop him and off him, and when you get that situation, he's going to break tackles. Maybe Andre Joubert may have been better off to just keep his angles and keep driving into Jonah and not by the instep. When you get beaten on the outside by a man like Lomu, it's curtains. He's going to score. If you make him come back in, maybe some of the cover could have picked him up then.
Well, it was a straight one-on-one confrontation. Jonah Lomu against Andre Joubert. And there aren't many players in World Rugby you can say when they get the ball 40 metres out, you can almost put the rent on him getting a try. And Jonah Lomu did it. Mark Andrews is still way back at halfway. Things didn't look too good for a while, but he has at least got to his feet.
Yes, it looks like he's got a smack on the head. Run into somebody in that ruck, I'd suggest.
Quite a wide angle here for Adrian Cashmore. Always heading left. So the Lomu try not converted. 8-0, Auckland ahead. We expected tremendous movement in this game. We're getting it as Tanu'u plugs it away downfield. Joubert will have to kick. He's got no one else back there to help him out.
Well, it's all action, thrust and counter thrust and counter attack, and I think when we look at Tanu'u's kick there at ground level, he kicked it long and low and it picked up a good 50 metres. It would suggest that the players are not feeling the effects of the wind too much down there at ground level, and Joubert was only able to pull back 20 metres on his line kick. He doesn't seem to be hitting the ball as well as he normally does.
Lovely take by Michael Jones. Not used that often as a line-out option by the Auckland Blues, but certainly took it beautifully. Tanu'u for Spencer. Away for Ronnie Clark, who's had a strong Super 12. "15 out from the 22. Tanu'u for Spencer. Lomu. No, it's Namu. They're 5 out from the 22. They're right in centre field here. Tanu'u. Oh, lovely move with Spencer. Michael Jones. Auckland's continuity is quite outstanding so far. Spencer, beautiful pass. Vindiri, away for Cashmore. Cashmore tries to run around Atherton. Blowers was very close. Auckland get the try. John Namu has scored it. Blowers was there too. Marvellous sequence of play again by the Auckland Blues.
Yes, again it was made by the tight five. They just thrust and drove straight up through the middle, moved it out to the left-hand flank, again drove in, one quick ball and right across the back line, and again they had numbers there. Carlos Spencer's pass missed about 3 people, but they had the numbers out there to finally get over for the try.
Good thrust by Adrian Cashmore. Now have a look at Andrew Blowers here. He almost gets there. As he makes his tackle, he has to put it down, but he gets up on his feet, picks it up again, and then John Namu is there too, and the two of them drive over together, and Blowers it is who scores the try.
And wasn't the referee in good position to see if that try had been scored?
Big lock forward, Steve Atherton out there to make the tackle. Now Blowers does the right thing. He gets to his feet again, and with assistance, they drive through. Namu may well claim that, but I guess in the end, who cares? It's a try nonetheless. Cashmore, wide angle. Well, the try could have been scored by John Namu. It could have been scored by Andrew Blowers. However, it wasn't converted. 13-0.
But much like last week, where Auckland took 3 or 4 minutes to get into the game, they've done it again this week, and they've literally blown Natal off the park for the last 10 minutes.
Lost forward by Natal. Referee playing an advantage. There was none, and so Auckland Blues have the scrum. Wayne Erickson did the semi-final here at Eden Park last Sunday. Strong charge by Zinzan Brook. Tonu'u to Spencer. Michael Jones. Away for Cashmore. Into the arms of Van Heerden. Number 6 for Natal. 8 metres on the Natal side of halfway. Hannibal. Awkward one for Cashmore, but he's done well to get to it. And penalty given, though, by Wayne Erickson. A late charge. And so he goes to where the ball landed. And here is a good scoring opportunity for Natal. Have a look at the kick here from Hannibal, and he was charged too by Andrew Blowers.
It's interesting. Natal are just not getting enough sequence of ball. Again, it's that Auckland tight five are just hitting all the second phase so decisively with the body position that they're dominating the flow of ball, and it's Natal that are having to scramble it into touch and give Auckland the throw-ins, and hence they're making all the play.
And Natal are on the board. It's taken them 20 minutes to get there. Henry Hannibal kicks the penalty goal, and it's 13 points to 3.
I'm sure Natal have got some fire left in their bellies. We look at players like LaRue at prop, and Andrews and Atherton, 5E, Van Heerden. They're used to picking up the ball and making the charges and getting themselves into the game, and it won't take much of a slip in intensity from Auckland to allow them to get that part of their game going.
Wayne Fivey claims it for Natal. 2-0. The Auckland Blues lead. Ollie LaRue charges on. Now number 4, Steve Atherton. Getting a few more players into the game. Hannibal, clean break. Now where's the support? Muir's looking to get in position. Hannibal was absolutely isolated. He was looking around, there was nobody home. Now they've got it. Away for Garvey. Big lock foot prop forward out there. Here's trouble. Lum will go all the way here. Unless Small can run him down. Teichmann's made a great chase. What a terrific tackle. And Carlos Spencer gets the try. What a thrilling try. But full marks to one or two players who chased, including Gary Teichmann. But at the end of the day, it was a try to Carlos Spencer.
Well, that's incredible. Marvellous try for Auckland, but Natal should have scored there. I think it was Thompson that had been held back when Honeyball made the break. He was held back in midfield and wasn't there to support Honeyball when otherwise he may have been. But then a careless pass as Natal continued the attack, left that ball sitting up for Lomu, and that's a very severe lesson for them to learn. But why Lomu just didn't pin his ears back and go for the corner, I'm just not sure, because he had the pace and the angle. I think he would have made it on his own.
Adrian Cashmore to add the extra 2. And Auckland have scored 3 tries now. Jonah Lomu did all the hard work. Looked as though he was going to be run down by James Small. Small showed tremendous pace to get across and then just couldn't make the tackle. But Gary Teichmann, the number 8 forward, did a superb job. And full marks to Carlos Spencer, who'd stayed with Lomu. On a ball. Beautifully picked up by Hubert. Freeing it very quickly. Honorball's got involved a lot in this game. Oh, that's solid from a Ronnie Clark.
Yes, there's been some strong tackling from Auckland, and none more so than Captain Zinzan Brook. My word, they stay tackled when he hits them. And isn't he getting out wide a lot faster, Grant? As the Super 12's gone on, he's got more and more into his game. And his defence is a crucial element for Auckland at the moment.
Tonu'u sets the back line alight once again. Good tackle by Muir on Ronnie Clark. They've taken it to centre field though, Auckland. Spencer. Well, he's run away from his supports here. There's not an Auckland player within sight. Thompson hands it up. Now Putt. Educated left boot of Kevin Putts. And, well, he knows Eden Park reasonably well. He's been here a few times with Waikato. I'm not quite sure when the last time was, but it may well have been way back in 1987.
You know, in some of those close quarters, Grant, the bounce is just not going Natal's way. There was an opportunity there for a player just to flick it up, and a support player could have been off down that touchline. And where those things have been sticking for Auckland, they're just not quite happening for Natal. And it can get very frustrating for teams when they know opportunities are there and they don't quite happen. And it's not as though it's anybody's fault. It's just the bounce of the ball on the day.
Ten minutes remaining in the first half. 20 points to 3. Auckland lead the Super 12 final. Andrews claims another one. There for Putt. Honourable to Muir. My word, that's solid defence. Putt goes again. Away for Van Heerden. Robin Brook makes the tackle on him. They're going backwards here, Natal. And penalty given.
Yes, the tackling is strong, and I just can't say enough of it. That Auckland tight five are just getting there in numbers and just driving over top of the ball. They're not taking men out off the sides. They're driving over where the ball are. That's taking men out, but that's legal. And as a result, the tackle is ending up in Auckland's side of the ruck, and they've got a 50. Then it becomes a great opportunity for them to actually win the ball, and that's what's happening. And if Natal do manage to get the ball back, it has been slowed down long enough for the Auckland defence to get into place. But it's all about the ferocity and the pace with which the Auckland forwards are getting to the breakdowns and driving into it.
Penalty attempt, and through it goes from Henry Honourable. So a second penalty goal, kicked by the first 5/8, and that is the scoreline with 8 minutes remaining in the first half.
That's right, and the scrums also are stabilising a little bit now. They're pretty hectic to start with.
Across field they go, into the arms of Namu. Clark makes a couple of metres for Auckland. Now Tanu. Defence looks a little bit flimsy out wide. It gets there now for Lomu. Scragged to the ground by James Small. Just getting a little bit testy there. Lomu was involved. James Small.
Well, James Small did a fine job then. He got in the inside of Jonah Lomu, and instead of overcommitting himself too soon, made sure he got a decent hang onto his jersey before he committed himself to the tackle or went off his feet. But at least he was able to contain him.
Puck feeds it in field to Teichmann, who was down injured just a minute or so ago. And I don't think the Natal boys are very happy with what happened to Teichmann on the ground. Hannibal gets into the gap. Now, can they make something out of this? Bear, and he'll go in under the post. That's a super try for Natal.
Oh, magnificent interplay. Magnificent interplay between the 5/8s. Let's have a look at this again. While Joubert and Vinderi sort themselves out under the post, I can't imagine Andre Joubert getting into trouble. He's a thorough gentleman.
Well, look at this for a move, though. Absolutely superb. Hannibal has been one of the outstanding figures in this game, and he found big space. It was a question of who would score the try, and Joubert's got all the pace in the world. He can score tries. He scored 11 of them in the competition. That's his 12th.
Yes, well, that's the skill of Andre Joubert, to run himself into the right positions on attack, and that was something that was lacking when Hannibal had made his thrust up the middle earlier on in the game. But that was a superb try, and first and second 5/8, a double situation. And it was done by bringing the second 5/8 back very straight, which stopped the inside defence. That's an excellent move. And that's 2 weeks in a row where we've seen really innovative moves from Natal from set play, and the ability to score from set play. Murray, how did it look like it down at ground level?
Well, I sort of thought that the first time Honeyball made a break, he couldn't believe his luck. He sort of went through so easily, and he sort of didn't finish the deal, did he? But that time he made the break again, similar to the first movement, and he drew the fullback beautifully and set Joubert up for the try. Good try. We've got a game on our hands.
Certainly have. Fivey takes it in for Natal. They've still got 3 minutes to go till half time. Hannibal. Bringing Cashmore across. Inside is 22, Adrian Cashmore.
Murray, I just have Natal got enough running in their forwards to effectively get themselves fully back into this game and put the Auckland forwards under pressure in the second half?
Yes, well, time will tell that. I mean, the big thing about Natal, though, is if they have ball, the Auckland side don't look so good, do they? And I mean, that's the situation. Look at those line-out jumpers. Watch this line-out, for instance. They seem to be taking it so cleanly and so easily on their own ball. Look at that perfect precision ball.
Brilliant take by Andrews. Hannibal back for Teichmann. Turns it in for Van Heerden. There seems to be good communication between the loose forwards. Working well. Hannibal again. Well and truly shut down. And it looks like he might turn this over too. He was turned the wrong way. Auckland, Cashmore, well held by James Small over there, well out of position, but makes a telling tackle, and another penalty goes Natal's way.
Tough call by Mr. Eriksson on that stage, but he was dead right. Ronnie Clark was definitely on his knees trying to play that ball like a loose forward.
Yes, the referee's making a point of telling the players that there's too many mistakes being made at the tackle. And that's good, because we want to see that ball freed up to continue play at the tackle. Just, Murray, again, I give a comment here that Natal, when they win good quality first phase ball, they look much more likely to do something from the set play than perhaps Auckland do at this stage. They're more relying on getting the roll going forward and performing their tricks from second and third and fourth phase play.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, Natal look very dangerous from set play, don't they? Whereas, as you say, it's right. When Auckland have the ball, they manage to keep it in control, and they charge and smash and bash, and then they create an extra man, a third, fourth phase type of deal. But Natal look like they can do it from first phase, so it's just a matter of which team's going to score the most tries in this game.
Well, just look at that scoreline, 20 points to 16. And at one stage, 20 minutes ago, the Auckland Blues led by 20 points to 3.
I remember after Auckland's third try, I think there was about 10 or 11 minutes to go in this half, and I made the point that if Natal weren't able to get up and score a try by half-time, they were probably not going to believe that they could win this game. And my word, they've shown just what a class act they are by coming back with those 10 points in pretty quick succession.
Hope you're enjoying this match on Sky, also Mnet in South Africa, Fox Sport in Australia, B Sky B in Britain. The Super 12 final from Eden Park in Auckland. It's turning out to be a thriller. We've got just a minute to go till half time, and the Auckland Blues lead by just 4.
It's interesting, Grant Murray's comments on the line out, and I just reinforce those. What a magnificent pair of jumpers you've got, that the majority of the time you throw ball to them, you get beautiful, clean two-handed ball to do what you want to.
Andrews pulls in another one. Superb timing. John Allen has to play his part too, the hooker. Here's Van Heerden. They've taken it outside the 22 by 10 metres. Putt for Hannibal, the danger man. He's turned into the danger man. Now James Small. Seem to be playing with a lot more confidence now, Natal. They're very much back in the end. That was an awkward pass, and he couldn't pull it in and knocked it on.
Yes, I'd like to have another look at that. That may have been a harsh call on Natal. Perhaps it's just as well it's blown up for half-time, but what a fascinating half we've seen.
Fantastic first 40 minutes of this game. Auckland have scored tries through Lomu, Blowers and Spencer, and Natal have come back quite dramatically in the final 15 minutes of the half, and at the break the Auckland Blues lead by 20 points to 16. Now set to go, second half, Super 12 final, Eden Park, Auckland, as the Auckland Blues lead by 20 points to 16. Kevin Putt away for Hannibal. What a wonderful first half Henry Hannibal had. Auckland fancy their chances of getting this one back by the looks of things. Referee can see it, and away it comes. John Namu. Auckland would have been given a good rack up at half-time by Graham Henry. And Ronnie Clark. That's an Ronnie Clark special.
That is just such a crucial try to the outcome of this game, and it happened just before that when Honeyball took that ball in, and Auckland forwards really poured in at pace. It's what we talked about before half-time, and got the tacklers and the tackle player in their side of the ruck, and were able to turn that ball over.
Just too big and too powerful, and Ronnie Clark, who scored the vital try a couple of weeks ago against Natal, but he's very much a player in form. Natal didn't make their tackles. Just see how many he goes through here. Through a couple, and there's then another one, 3, and they're all grasping for him, but Ronnie Clark scores the try. Cashmore converts it, and suddenly the margin widens out to 11 points, 27-16.
It's an excellent try by Ronnie Clark, and two of those early defenders he wrong-footed beautifully to be able to break their tackles, and that's an absolutely crucial try for Auckland. I think that's just about the game.
Held up, taken in by Namu. That's a huge punt. Now, Ubeer looks like he wants to attack from this position, or does he? Yes, he does. Van der Westhuizen. Back for Teichmann. Getting a wee bit of depth on the ball, Natal. They had to get a lot of players back. Ball spills out the side. Crunching tackle by Hannibal. In the meantime, Charles Reckelman. He's played a lot of games as a flanker, but you don't often see a lock forward sprinting away to score a try. Incredible.
Yes, there's a fair debate going on there, but down there between Teichmann and Wayne Eriksson. Natal are claiming that was a ruck and the ball shouldn't have been picked up. Wayne Eriksson's decision was that it wasn't.
Well, Reckelman actually sold a dummy there to Ronnie Clark. Hannibal made the big tackle, and he managed to regain his balance. He almost toppled, but Charles Reckelman who's in the shadow All Black team as a flanker, but today playing in the lock forward position, sprints the final 30 metres, spectacular dive, and the try scored.
Yes, and again, that try was made by Natal not delivering their ruck ball cleanly, and it came out the side, and Junior Tona'u was able to nab it before his Natal opposition, and hence the try resulted from that. But again, there was an opportunity for Natal to nip that in the bud, but tackles just weren't made on Charles Reichelman as he went through. But it was a strong fend from him.
This really vindicates John Hart's selection of Reichelman as a flanker. It's interesting how the game's changing when lock forwards have to run like flankers today, and this guy looks very much a loose forward.
What an amazing start to the second half by the Auckland Blues. We've only been going 5 minutes. They've dotted down twice, and one of them has been converted. Not that one, though. Adrian Cashmore misses out. The try scored by Charles Reichelman, and Auckland have twice as many points on the board as Natal. Natal's throw only 7 or 8 metres short of the line, so it's almost guaranteed ball. What can they do with it?
Well, I think with them, they'll be wanting to suck that ball in and have a bit of a drive in the first instance to see if they can drive one over.
It's Atherton. John Allen. Strong charge by the hooker for Natal. Garvey carries it on. Goal line's only 5 metres away. They still want to keep charging. Now it's back for Allen to free it up for Honeyball. Muir.
The key to this defence is the speed with which Auckland are regrouping around the fringes.
There it is again. Hubert has it. Almost at the line with Kevin Putt. A bit of trouble here.
Yes, both sides are really fizzing. Kevin Putt was getting very frustrated at interference as he tried to get a quick tap kick in, and I guess he had reason to.
He wants to talk to number 10, that's Carlos Spencer.
Yes, he wants to be careful here because that's the sort of thing we've seen penalty tries dished out for, and Auckland certainly don't want to do that just at the moment. With the great defence they've had, they don't want to be giving away a penalty try. Very strong talking being done to Carlos Spencer there. I didn't see the intricacies of what happened, but the referee's certainly not impressed by it.
Well, penalty tries have played a big part in this tournament. In fact, one of the better trivia questions, I guess, about this tournament is who's the leading try scorer. It's a fellow called penalty tries. Scored 15 of them. So here they go, Natal. Teichmann getting very close to the line. Can he get it down? It's held up. Now Garvey has a go at the line. He can't get it down either. Auckland hanging on. Putt. And that's offside. Is it a penalty try or not? No.
5 metres.
What a incredible defence.
Back 5, please.
Fivey has a go at the line. Can they crack it? Honourable. Atherton must score. James Small, they get it finally. They couldn't crack it in the middle. They had to get it wide, and James Small gets his 13th try of the tournament.
Yes, and Atherton played an important part in that. He got the ball through his hands like a midfield back. But what an incredible passage of play, and I think at this stage you must give credit to the referee. Things were getting extremely tight and testy down there, and he didn't panic. He handled it in an extremely effective way.
Heavy shower of rain falling again at Eden Park, and just when you think, Laurie, Natal are down and out, they come back.
Yes, if Auckland hadn't had that withering start to the second half and got those 12 points, this game would have been a right ripper. But
the interesting thing that I see down here on the side of the field is the electricity hasn't gone from these two teams. You know, you look at the Natal team, we're down a few minutes ago, 32-16, and sometimes that kills the fire a bit, but it hasn't killed the fire of this side at all.
Another one for Andrews. Dupree gets his hands on the ball. Hannibal. Oh, Dupree, he's in terrible trouble here. And Auckland have it through Robin Brook. Auckland are so efficient from these positions. Here's an intercept, offside though. Offside against James Small.
James Small doesn't quite believe that. Very difficult one for us to read here.
Yeah, I think the Auckland crowd like it. It's quite marvellous, isn't it, to hear an Auckland crowd singing to the tune of this game. It's so lively.
Well, he would have been away. He still had a long way to go, but he's got a ton of pace, James Small. And there's a new man on the field for Auckland as well. That's Joeli Vandiri, but Jason Chandler is out there. Charles Rickelman is the man who's left the field. He looked to be struggling with perhaps a shoulder or an arm injury. In the meantime, though, it is Adrian Cashmore for Auckland. Regulation kick, extra 3 points. 35-21. And 16 minutes gone in the second half. Tonu'u to Spencer. Room here for Lomu running on the right wing. Auckland mixing it up with Lomu and Vandiri. Tonu'u. Zinzan Brook. Jones. Tonu'u. Good tackle from behind by Hubert. Auckland down to 14 at the moment. Blowers has left the field. Garvey tries to flick it across, an offside play. Well, in fact, it was playing the ball on the ground. Injury problems for Natal as well. Now here's Lomu running on the right wing. So they are mixing it up, Laurie.
Yes, they are, and it's good to see Jonah getting around the paddock looking for some work. But it's just crucial how Jonah, when he goes into those tackles, he still manages to get that vital 2 or 3 metres and set up a going forward ruck for his forwards that are in support. But it's good to see them mixing it up, and you know, both wingers have been looking for work, and more has gone Jonah's way today than Joeli. But that's the bounce of the ball or the run of the play. The intensity hasn't gone out of the Auckland forwards. They certainly are still making their tackles, and their speed around the ground is quite phenomenal. Because I'd say physically it has been a pretty demanding game as well for those forward packs.
Andrew Blow is out of the game at the moment. Wickes Van Heerden is off the park. So Natal have lost Van Heerden and Putt. Dieter Kreis has got on for Natal.
And isn't the crowd just humming? They sense an Auckland victory here, and they're really enjoying it.
Straight down the middle from Adrian Cashmore. Another penalty goal for him. And 38-21 is the score. Just Hubert is coming on for James Small. LaRue. Garvey. 20 metres out from the 22-metre line. Dupree for Hannibal to Muir. The Auckland defence has been quite outstanding. Hubert frees it up for Teichmann. It's become a little bit disjointed in the final 10 minutes or so of this match.
Yes, many parts of the game have, but it's still tremendous the way Zinzan Brook and Michael Jones in particular are working in tandem to close down anything that Natal want to do in the close-in areas. Their defence today has just been outstanding. But the game's over to all intents and purposes, and they're really, I guess, both teams are just playing it out.
We've got Jonah Lomu joining this line-out.
Lomu's in the line-out. Back to Fitzpatrick it goes. Auckland getting a bit cheeky now. Now Lomu has a go. 10 metres out. Can they finish with a flourish? Back for Tanu'u. Spencer. Players to burn. Blowers. Arm in the air. And Andrew Blowers scores what will probably be the final try in this competition.
Well, wasn't that a way to wrap it up? What a magnificent try. They moved Lomu into the line out and then threw it short to Tonu.
Just look at the players out. Once the ball comes back from this ruck, they've all lined up. Lovely pass by Ronnie Clark. Any one of 2 or 3 could have got it. The big victory signal, though, from Andrew Blowers. And that's Auckland's 6th try of the afternoon.
Yeah, he's not so keen on that, but the work was done by Auckland then. Firstly by ball going back on the blind side to Sean Fitzpatrick, taking that up, committing people to the ruck at that stage, and Robin Brook took it on, or Lomu and Robin Brook took it on to really tie in the inside defence of Natal, and then when the ball was moved wide, they only had just backs to worry about, and Blowers hanging out there for the wingers try. He's always going to create an overlap with the work that had been done close to the ruck.
Celebrations from the Auckland Blues players, why not? It's been another comprehensive performance from them.
Again, it's been just a superb 15-man effort, and certainly this sets the international season up with what is the bulk of the All Black forward pack here in such superb form. One can look ahead very optimistically to the performance of the All Blacks in the upcoming series.
Lovely goal by Cashmore. 45-21. Andrew Blowers got the try. Auckland's 6th today. And this is another look at it as the big cutout pass came from Ronnie Clark. He's been outstanding this afternoon as well. And Andrew Blowers, he knew 10 metres out that he was going to score it, and he did. Now back live. Lomu has a final fling, but they finally bury him. But Zinzan Brook is going to captain the first ever winner of the Super 12. We've got time for this line out. That'll be about it. Robin Brooks had a tough battle today against Mark Andrews. The crowd starting to count down. Atherton reaches up. LaRue has it. Time is up on the clock. Natal hoping to produce something. No, they're going to lose it again. The turnovers have been incredible, but it's a penalty. One last throw of the dice for Natal. LaRue goes for another run. Now Dupria. Honourable. Change of direction. Tonu is leading the charge back. And that will be it. Once the ball's forced, the game will be all over. And it is. Zinzan Brook and the Auckland Blues win the initial Super 12. That is a convincing victory, 45 points to 21.
Yes, just too good. As a team, their total commitment and aggression to this game, knowing exactly what they were doing. set up by a magnificent platform from the tight five and absolutely complemented by the loose forwards on attack and defence. Auckland at the end of the day were just too comprehensive, too strong and too precise for Natal. At times Natal looked as though they could get back into this game and showed their worth as a team, but they just couldn't cope with the continual onslaught and precision rugby we saw from Auckland.
Jonah Lomu started it all. He scored the first try of the afternoon. Blowers, Spencer, Clark, Rickelman and Blowers again. 6 tries in all. And Auckland, after leading by 20 points to 16 at half-time, have come up with a big victory, 45-21.